the opposition leader Tony Abbott on the upgrade of the Bruce Highway. In the meantime, we're going to take you live to Hobart. The Shadow Disability Minister Mitch Fifield standing by. Good morning, Senator Fifield. I want to ask you first of all about this debate around the move to an emissions trading scheme. There's some suggestion in this morning's press that the Labor Party might not be able to get it through the Senate if they do win. It'd be unlikely the coalition would try and block it, wouldn't it, given Mr Abbott said the election's a referendum on the carbon price?
Well, Kieran, we're aiming to win the next election. We're aiming to put to the people that we have a very clear plan, and that is to abolish the carbon tax. So our objective is to win office and to abolish the carbon tax. So we're not really entertaining other scenarios. Australians were promised by Julia Gillard that they wouldn't have a carbon tax. They got one. That was a fib. We've now got Kevin Rudd fibbing to the Australian people, saying, don't worry, I'm going to get...
My apologies there. We've got some problems with the audio there from Senator Mitch Fifield. We'll get you back to him if we can in just a moment. Joining us there from Hobart this morning. In fact, we've fixed that gremlin, and I'm not sure it was. Sorry for that rude interruption, okay. Senator Fifield. You can,
sure.
We can continue. I want to ask you about the direct action plan from the coalition. I spoke to Jamie Briggs about it before. It seems that while we know that there are penalties if businesses go above a certain level when it comes to their emissions, we don't know what those penalties are, and we don't know much detail about how the direct action plan will work on that front. Surely it's time for the coalition to detail all of that, the range of penalties, when they kick in, and just what business will be up for.
Well, Kieran, there's a lot of information in the direct action policy that Greg Hunt has previously released. I'm sure that there'll be additional detail outlined, but we've got a lot more information on the direct action plan, I think, at the moment than we do on how Kevin Rudd's supposed ETS would operate. Kevin Rudd himself isn't across the details of his own ETS policy. Yesterday he was saying that Australians would save $380 each year. He had to be corrected by Chris Bowen, the Treasurer, that actually that $380 saving only related to the calendar year of 14-15. In contrast, our direct action plan and our policy to abolish the carbon tax will see Australian households save $550 a year in 14-15, going up to $900 a year in 2019-20.
But do you concede that you can't just rely now on the government doing the work for you, that you're going to have to stump up with a bit more detail on issues like this, given you've been such a, the coalition's been so strong in its criticism of the government on carbon pricing, but still there's not a lot of detail. When I ask you about where the penalties kick in, what they are, Greg Hunt hasn't provided it. The coalition is very light on when it comes to that detail.
I think there's probably no one in Australia who is more across the operation of various environmental policies when it comes to carbon than Greg Hunt. Greg Hunt will be in a position to give a comprehensive explanation of the operation of our direct action policy, just as I'm in a position to give a comprehensive explanation of our policy in relation to disability.
Senator Fifield, you're in Tasmania looking at the disability care program. Give me a sense of how this is rolling out. I know there's bipartisan support for the initiative, but at this very early stage, are you encouraged by what you're seeing in terms of the rollout?
Well, Kieran, at one level, obviously, I'm encouraged because the first steps have been taken towards a national disability insurance scheme, and that's a great thing and something that the coalition wholeheartedly embraces. But as I've spoken to disability groups in Tasmania, they're hungry for more information. Yes, they've seen the glossy TV ads, $22 million worth over the last 3 months or so, but those ads don't convey any information They don't, for instance, make clear that of the 4 million Australians with disability, that the NDIS is targeted at the 460,000 Australians with the most significant disabilities. The TV ads don't talk about eligibility criteria at all. That's the sort of information that people are seeking, and so the government needs to do a much better job at communicating with the people in the launch site areas, but also with the service providers who are going to be embarking upon the bold new world of the NDIS. So we need more information there.
Senator Fifield, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it there live from Hobart. And as I've mentioned this morning, we're standing by to take you live to Tony